Twitch chat and YouTube. This is probably going to be one of the last times that I go like super in-depth on this topic because I've spoken about it a lot. Most of the time people just clip my takes out of context. As we watch this in regards to this is obviously regarding the Genshin Impact controversy with the 3 whole wishes that we get for playing for the whole year, which is dog shit, as everyone knows. But this is going to be Mujin's take on it, and I will give my pretty much rounded take over the past few days during the video or at the end of the video as well. Because, I mean, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So we'll take a look. Why Genshin is losing millions of followers on social media. Take it away, Mujin.
The first month.
Oh,
the first month of this year has not passed yet.
And we already have drama.
What is going on? How did Genshin Impact manage to lose over 1 million followers overnight?
I wonder.
Just because of one sentence.
One terribly worded sentence.
During a developer livestream.
Sadly.
Virtually every content creator for Genshin, or even the internet, has covered this topic so far because it's that
Who taught me up? 2024 is not going well. Well, that was for a different reason, but yeah, true.
crazy. And the situation is not even close to being over. In fact, one could argue that it just keeps getting worse. Many have called it a spiritual successor to the first anniversary disaster of Genshin Impact.
Pretty
or
much.
even a distant cousin of the Honkai Impact 3rd Bunny Girl incident without any
I don't think it's much to do with that per se.
knives. I hope.
More so the
I sure
anniversary.
do hope so. So what the hell is going on and why is it so significant? Well, just like any Genshin Impact controversy, it's not so simple.
True.
Let's check out why.
It's not.
Look, what you have to understand is that for Genshin Impact and its developer, Mihoyo, there are 2 dates every year that are extremely important. The first one is the anniversary on September 28th,
And then
which
let them
has
write.
already ended in
New
catastrophe
Year.
back in 2021 due to its importance.
Yup.
Players expect a lot and it's very easy to disappoint, especially when you don't learn from your mistakes. But the other extremely important date in the year is the Chinese Lunar Year, because Mihoyo is a Chinese company, but they also take it a step further. A
Yup.
huge chunk of Mihoyo's very impressive revenue that was more than PlayStation in
Which still, can I just say, still blows me away, dude. How one singular video game can profit more than a company as big as PlayStation.
2022 comes from China. Each of their games usually has a world,
Wild.
and they will have different regions. One of these regions will always be inspired by China. In Genshin Impact, this is Liyue. In Honkai
Yes.
Star Rail, it's the Xianxiu Luofo. Right? I said it correctly, right? I hope so. This helps
it's
a lot
close
with their
enough.
reputation in China, and of course leads to increased sales. But to say it's a double-edged sword is an understatement.
Yeah, it is.
Because some of their biggest controversies have come from these regions. One huge aspect of the Bunny Girl incident was because the Chinese mascot character of Honkai Impact 3rd was put in a bunny suit costume, seen as something that foreigners fantasize about, making
Yup.
it seem like they were selling out China to the West just for fan service.
Makes
and this
sense.
resulted in someone going to the HQ of Mihoyo trying to stab the CEO and jump off the building. This was
Which thankfully did not go to plan.
such a big issue, okay? And yes, we're still talking about anime girls.
We're still talking about
This
video
was such
games.
a big issue that on that same year, Miho's CEO joined the Chinese Communist Party officially. Probably because he doesn't want to end up like Jack Ma from Alibaba. And you
Wow,
have the
I didn't
Zhongli
know that.
controversy. In Genshin
Interesting.
Impact, he is the god of the Liyue region. He was long awaited, and Chinese players in particular were very
Oh yeah, for some reason I always forget about the Zhongli controversy where things actually changed as well.
hyped for him. After his release, his kit was disappointing.
Yeah.
But that's not the first time this happened in Genshin Impact history. In fact, it's happened recently.
Yeah, but there's a big difference though. One of the characters got buffed. One of them did.
A character gets hyped, releases, dog shit gameplay. But with Zhongli, they did something that they have never, ever done before or again.
Yeah.
When Chinese players complained, they buffed him. Because this wasn't just about the game anymore. This was about Chinese pride. So yeah, this inclusion of Chinese culture does lead to more sales in their games. But they can also
true.
lead to way bigger problems. Due to this, they've never screwed up the Chinese Lunar New Year event.
If I remember correctly, and please do correct me if I'm wrong here, I think last Lantern Rite 2, people were still very upset about the fact that we only got a temple, right? Not as upset as this time, but again, I think a big thing for this time is number one, it being, I think, the exact same as last year and not an increase at all. And number two, the wording that was used this year was dreadfully ignorant of the nature of the reward system, I guess, or just ignorant in general, it sounded like.
This is their most important, most sugar-coated, most exclusive, most high-budget event of the year, every year. It's always gone well for both global and Chinese players, up until now. This is a special live stream that they do every year for Lunar New Year, done fully in Chinese, and usually features the Mihoyo development team for Genshin Impact, as well as the CEO himself. At 37:48,
everything
was the sentence that ruined everything. And you can see everyone in the comments
it wasn't it what made sound. Wait, came across what?
referencing that timestamp, talking about it. Let's watch together.
Okay, here we go. This is where it all started. To thank everyone for their support and company over the past year. We're also going to use in-game mail to send you all 3 intertwined fates.
Dude, look at the comments.
This is interesting because I haven't actually seen the comments. I haven't actually seen them. Yeah, but this is in last year's stream too. Was it worded the exact same? I don't know. I don't remember if it was. But even if that's the case, listen, for it to be the exact same a year later is still kind of wild. That's what I'm saying. For the rewards to be the exact same a year later is still kind of wild. Like, it hasn't been increased at all, is my point. And again, let me go over my thoughts here, because I'm not one for free wishes. I said free, by the way, not 3. Just to get that clear. I'm not one for free wishes and free stuff in general, right? Feels nice to get free stuff, but I'm not going to be one that's like super bothered if I don't get like a temple or whatever. But at the same time, I completely understand the people that are bothered about it. Why should they be increased, though? Because it's a reward system, and usually in video games, the more a game progresses, the more characters that come out, especially in gacha games where you have to pull for more characters, then the rewards also increase over time. That's usually just how reward systems work. Otherwise, you start to feel like you're stagnating. It's always going to be the same, and it shouldn't really always be the same, especially in gacha games. I totally understand that. I'm personally not bothered, but I understand why people are. My thing is, a lot of people kept taking me out of context with this as well, because when I say that, people are like, well, think about the free-to-play. It's like, bro, I'm not saying people shouldn't get free pulls. What I'm saying is, I personally am not that bothered. So if they do, like, if they didn't even give a free temple, I'd still play the game because I play it for the story more than anything else. A lot of people play it for different reasons, like to build their characters and to pull every character and not spend money on the game. And that's fine. That's totally fine. It's just 2 different people enjoying a video game for 2 different reasons, and that is fine. You have to remember that. The thing is, as a person who doesn't care about the rewards, I feel like if I feel like it was a kick in the teeth, it's gonna feel even worse for the people that do care about rewards, right? Like, come on. If I'm not bothered about free pulls, but they say that, and I'm like, ooh, that kind of stinks a little bit, then for the people that do care about the rewards, they're going to be way more bothered. And it's very understandable. I totally understand why people are mad about it. I totally understand why people aren't happy about it. The one thing I don't understand is the whole review bombing and stuff. I think that's just very cringe. I think the unfollowing of socials and unfollowing of like collab accounts and stuff is totally fine, because I feel like that's the healthy way to show dissatisfaction if the company aren't listening in one way or another. But I think review bombing just ends up getting blown way out of proportion, and people end up review bombing people that aren't even anything to do with the issue at hand, and they do it just to do something, and they don't even know what they're doing in the process, which is just stupid. I also see a lot of people saying, obviously, HSR is made by the same company, and they get free wishes and stuff, and Genshin doesn't, and I completely... No, let me listen. Let me get onto that river vat, because I'm just talking about rewards right now. This is the exact problem I've been running into over the past couple of days. People saying, it's not just free stuff at this point, Bran. It's things like quality of life changes, endgame, etc. We get all that in HSR and not in Genshin. It isn't just rewards. I know it's not, but people are taking me talking about the rewards like I'm talking about endgame, saying that I don't like endgame and don't want endgame, which is completely false. I've advocated for endgame for literally like over a year at this point. 2 years, maybe. So let me get on to that, because that's a totally different topic. I don't want people to take what I'm saying about the free wishes as other content, because that's nonsensical. That makes zero sense at all. People are just jumping the gun. So let me cook a little bit. In terms of the wishes, I do think we deserve more. I think the player base deserves more, 100%. Me not being bothered about wishes doesn't mean that the community doesn't deserve more pulls and stuff. I do think rewards should be incremental over time and that they should get better over time. And that's it. It should. They should be like that. I just think a lot of people are going about it in a bad way and a lot of people are going about it in a healthy way, which is fine. Now, my next point, Honkai Star Rail giving out a free 5-star. A lot of people were very annoyed about that, considering we only got 3 extra pulls or whatever. To that, I say the same thing. Honkai Star Rail does get endgame. Honkai Star Rail gets a lot of endgame, in fact, to the point where, because it's not only elements you've got to worry about, it's also different paths and stuff. The characters that come out, I don't want to use the word power creep, but I'm gonna use the word power creep because every new character that comes out is almost always way better than previous characters, and they feel like more of a must-have on the account to be able to clear said content better. You obviously can clear the said content free to play and stuff. It's just way, way, way harder. So the fact that they're giving Doctor Ratio for free is fantastic. And I wouldn't say it's a must, but it is going to help out most people. If Genshin gave a free 5-star selector, dude, I'm not being funny here, but a free-to-play can easily just build up a Hyperbloom team now and smash through any piece of content with minimal building. They just can. Genshin is an easy game. HSR is much harder. That's just how it is, and that's how it's been for a while at this point. I'm not that bothered about that because, again, I don't really play Genshin for endgame because there isn't any other than Spiral Abyss. I would love for there to be Genshin endgame. I've been advocating for this for so goddamn long. The only endgame that we have is Spiral Abyss, which is fighting against a timer against enemies that you see in the overworld every day. It's crazy. It's wild. In Genshin, I think we need more endgame for characters to feel like you need to have them more, right? I really, really do. I would love for this next event in Genshin, which looks like, Bob, if you can find this somewhere when editing this YouTube video to put it in, I would love you to. They're adding an event, which is like a raids boss kind of thing. And it's like, it's one big boss that you can do in co-op or solo, where you can like break pots on the ground to make a puddle of water, and then you have to like get the boss to charge over it to slip and fall to make it vulnerable and stuff. And then like the arena starts falling, the floor starts falling and stuff. It looks incredible. It looks really, really fun and like something they could very, very, very easily expand on to make it into like raids or something like that. That could be so, so, so fun and so good for a permanent endgame mode. And I beg people, whenever it does come out, to try it. And the people that do want endgame and everybody else that wants the game to be better, to give feedback about it. Like, to say what needs to be better, what's bad about it. Something needs to happen with Genshin endgame. Otherwise, it's literally just going to be a story game that people play. And then as soon as there's no story, which is after like a week of the patch, if we're lucky, people are just going to stop playing for the entire like rest of the 5 weeks, which is wild, unless it's just logging in for dailies. HSR definitely gets treated better in terms of endgame, and Genshin does need to step up in that regard, 1,000,000%, and quality of life updates. But I'm saying, again, this is different to the free stuff. Genshin needs to improve in terms of content outside of story. I feel like the story is absolutely incredible right now. I feel like we're peaking in Fontaine with the story. But like I say, I would love endgame content, 1,000%. I think it'd be great. We just need something other than Spiral Abyss. We really do. Genshin is getting better with quality of life, but it is nowhere near the place it should be after 3 years of running. Replayable events, endgame content are the two biggest things, and then quality of life for artifact systems and things like that, and the game will be in a much, much, much better position than it is now. I care way more about that than the free shit. That is what I was trying to say the other day, but for somehow people took my point at saying, like, I don't care about free shit, to a point saying, like, Genshin is fine the way it is and I don't want more endgame. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how you get from point A to point B. Like, don't learn to drive because you were going to end up at point Z in the middle of the ocean, for crying out loud. But yeah, that's it. I don't know. It's just weird. People like to twist shit to make drama, and it's just odd, to be honest. Very odd. But anyway, I'm going to let Mujin keep cucking. I've done my cucking. Whether I cut like Raiden or cut like Zhangling, I'll know. And I don't really care. I just wanted to get my points out there. But let's keep going.
Dude, look at the comments. L plus ratio, only 3?
Oh, God. Oh, no.
The whole chat is going insane. And this is on YouTube. This isn't even on the Chinese side, okay? So yeah,
Jesus.
3 intertwined fates.
I dread to think what people are saying on Bilibili at this point.
For 3 wonderful years together, 1 per year. I can't wait to reach 10 years so I can actually get a 10 pull. Now, this isn't just significant because it's insultingly low as a reward for such prolonged loyalty. This is the equivalent of a doctor saving your life and you offering him 2 used condoms and a chocolate bar. It's like, dude, just say thank you and leave my
Is it?
office. Like, I don't want this. And the reason for that is simple. 3 years might not seem like a big deal, but to a gacha game, it is. Gacha games are not World of Warcraft. They're not MMOs. They're not here for...
As much as people might feel like they are, that this is a very, very true statement. They're not MMOs. They get updated way more than MMOs.
For more than 5 years. In fact, seasoned gacha players know very well that even though they're spending hundreds of dollars on a game, it could literally go offline 1 year from release date.
True.
And there's nothing they can do about it. Everything's gone forever. Now, there's no statistics or real sources on this, but most people agree that the average lifespan is 5 years for a gacha game. And
is that accurate? I honestly don't know. Like I say, Genshin was my first ever gacha game. I've played a few since, but is that accurate? 5 years is the average lifespan for a gacha game, Chan?
the fact that this game has been around for 3 years, and during those 3 years has only shown growth both in players and revenue.
A lot of
literally
growth.
printing money. And for them to give out such an insultingly low reward is actually mind-blowing. You need 90 intertwined fates to guarantee a 5-star character. What the hell am I gonna do with 3? Realistically, it's just 3 dog blue weapons. Okay,
True.
maybe add a rain slasher to the mix. Even worse. One additional thing
The pain slasher, dude. But that is very
I
true.
didn't see many content creators mentioning when they were talking about this is how Chinese people are known to be huge on symbolism. Look, this lunar year is the year of the dragon. And Zhongli, the Archon, the god of Liyue.
Okay, listen. If this is going where I think it's going, I'm going to vehemently agree with this no matter what anybody says. And I'm going to say it now, just in case this is not where it's going. Zhongli should have got the skin this year. I'm sorry, it's just true, dude. It's the year of the dragon. Like, everything was like making sense and pointing to Zhongli getting the skin. He should have got a skin.
As I mentioned
I am actually incredibly surprised he didn't. I don't understand why he didn't.
earlier, takes on the form of a dragon. In Chinese culture, the dragon
Like,
holds
I really
a
don't know.
significant place as an auspicious and extraordinary creature. Unparalleled in talent and excellence, it symbolizes power, nobility, honor, luck, and success.
He's not waifu, that's why. I'll be completely honest with you. I genuinely think a Zhongli skin would have sold way, way, way better than a Ganyu skin. Like, infinitely better.
2024 is forecasted to bring about opportunities,
Especially a good one. Imagine, like, the one that we saw with the horns and... Dude.
changes, and challenges. Oh yeah, it'll bring out challenges, all right. Bro, this is a year that happens every 12 years. And the Archon of Liyue happens to take on a dragon form as well. And so you're telling me that all the staff involved, the people sitting down, the people behind the camera, the script writers, everyone involved in this process, no one, not one person thought to themselves, wait, wait, can we just step back for a second and not redo what we did on the first anniversary? Just like, maybe that is what's so crazy here. So of course,
Oh. I'm confused why the Zhongli part was brought up if... Well, I'm very confused now. But yeah, anyway, my point still stands about the Zhongli skin.
of course, after the live stream was done, all of a sudden you started seeing an influx of tweets on Twitter telling you about what was happening on the Chinese side of the internet. RYC came in and said, the global side of Genshin seems so peaceful, while on the Chinese side, you get to see their official account on Chinese TikTok drop from 11 million to 8.9 million followers in a day, still dropping in real time. Almost every player is criticizing Genshin. And so it
Well, I think that's false. I don't think almost every player is criticizing Genshin. I think what it is a lot of the time it's a loud minority. I think this is a lot of loud people, but I honestly think the large majority of players, like, and I'm not talking about people that spend a lot of time on Twitter or YouTube or Twitch, whatever, chat. I think the large majority of players who just play the game every day don't care. I don't think they care. Because I don't think they're as invested. Which is totally fine as well. I don't know. And I'm talking globally here, not just CN or anything. I just think a lot of people just play, like, on the way home from work and stuff, and they're just not that interested. They check their mail every once in a while, and there's a couple of free wishes, and they're like, oh, nice. Great. I love that. And they probably don't even watch the special program, don't follow Genshin Twitter, all that stuff. Like, they're just playing the game to play the game.
has begun. By that time, everyone knew, oh, shit. And in every controversy,
That is a lot of players caring, though, from 11 mil to 8.9. That's a lot of people.
I'm just so impressed by how determined and united Chinese players are when it comes to companies pissing them the hell off. Like, just think about it. Walmart tomorrow, an American company, can come out and say, hey guys, you know what? Slavery wasn't so bad. They're not gonna lose this many followers. Okay?
Although I think they would.
Okay? It just won't happen. Look, everyone out here talks about K-pop stans and
Probably a lot
Swifties
more.
and how much power they have when they're pissed at something, but the
I mean, hey, K-pop stars and Swifties are notoriously terrible people as well when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Chinese players are just the Chinese.
I think I saw a situation not even that long ago. I think it was like a few days ago where it was like what do people call the Nicki Minaj followers? Where they were like doxing this poor kid for saying, I can't remember. I didn't look into it fully, but there was this kid that was getting doxed for saying something they disagreed with or something.
Chinese netizens in general.
Crazy.
Nothing can really compare to them
Bobs,
when they're
yeah.
pissed. Which is one of the many reasons why Mihoyo's biggest fear is pissing them off and will usually bow down if they can to apologize. So
Yeah.
of course it wasn't just Douyin that was affected, Chinese TikTok. Many other things were affected too. Bilibili, the Chinese equivalent of YouTube that also has an app store for games, was also affected with a barrage of one-star reviews, giving me the 1,000-yard stare of Google Play back in 2021. Its rating dropped so low to 5.8 that, hey, soon enough, Tower of Fantasy might catch.
Guys, we can't let that happen.
As you can see, there's a lot of one-star reviews, 2, 3, 1, all kind of talking. Look here, I'm a foreigner and I just read the news. If I'm not misunderstand, Hoyoverse really planned on giving only 3 pulls for an anniversary of the year as a thank you. It's very shady and even worse than its first anniversary disaster. And then they go on to kind of...
I honestly don't think it's worse than the first anniversary. I think the first anniversary was a major fuck up, and I think this is bad, but not as bad. Personally, I think the first anniversary was a lot worse, especially with the bundle that you had to purchase for the first anniversary. Like, it's not just getting a low amount of free stuff; it's having to pay for things.
Kind of detail all their problems
For an anniversary reward.
Of the game. Let's translate this reply. I wonder what it is. Even though I have a score of 40 in English, I can understand your poor English. I'm speechless.
But bro is English. What do you mean poor English?
So overall, they were pissed. But you know, reviews are annoying. However, for Chinese players, they're not impactful enough to incite change for a corporation. So
Really? I feel like they were for the Zhongli incident, though, no?
they took it a step further. They started to threaten their business relationships and partnerships with other companies.
Okay, chat, this is what I'm saying. I think, listen, hear me out here. I think this is the most effective way to do this kind of thing. If you are very, very, very unsatisfied, I think unfollowing the official accounts and I think unfollowing like the corporations that people have collabed with and stuff is a smart way to show dissatisfaction and still keeping it streamlined. And what's the word I'm looking for? Respectful. I guess. I think it'd be respectful. Because the problem is, as soon as you start review bombing and go into like a ton of different stuff, it's where it just gets ridiculous. It just gets absolutely ridiculous. And like companies start getting review bombed that have nothing to do with Genshin, and it's just bad. Also, stop using money in game. Well, see, here's the thing though. 99% of the players that doing all this stuff will continue to log in the next day and get the Welkin Moon and spend money. Like, this is the thing. Ain't no one boycotting Genshin. At the end of the day, the majority of players that are dissatisfied with the rewards and stuff are still going to log in and play every day. Because if you're that bothered over the rewards specifically, I'm not talking about the endgame and shit and the constant content which needs improving, I'm talking about just the rewards. If you're that bothered about free stuff, you're not going to not log in to get your free pulls every day. It's just logic, dude.
By going to their pages, commenting about how they're going to boycott the company if they don't stop collaborating with Genshin, and unfollowing them. These are companies as big as KFC, Pizza Hut, Haiti, which is a mega huge boba tea brand in China. Mihoyo was even accused of buying zombie accounts on Bilibili to inflate its review, with accounts such as these giving positive.
Do y'all think this would be a Hoyoverse thing to do, though? Or do y'all think this is like... I don't know why someone would like buy bots to cover that up. I don't know, that's such a weird thing to do.
To the game. There's examples here too of these weird accounts. Of course, it's not confirmed, but it's never going to be confirmed unless someone leaks it and loses their job. So let's not expect that. As I mentioned before, this was the final nail in the coffin. But the coffin was being hammered for a long time before this, I assure you, okay?
Yes, this is what I agree with as well, by the way. I do think this is just the final nail in the coffin for a lot of people. I think after 3 years of not getting more Endgame and better quality of life and stuff, to get this is like the straw that brought the camel's back. And that's why I started to completely understand where people are coming from. I just wish people didn't twist it into other things. Like people saying they're okay with not getting a shit ton of free stuff. Like they're okay with not getting endgame and stuff. It's two totally separate things. But yes, I think this is the final nail in the coffin for a lot of people.
Like this is something that's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, just recently, okay? Like this month, mid-January, Genshin Impact announced that if you buy a PS5, okay, the console that comes with Genshin Impact, you get a feature that many people have been asking for like forever. The skin selector.
Okay, number one, was this ever a confirmed fucking thing, or was this always just leaks and it never came to fruition? What is this whole skin selector bullshit about? It was just leak stuff? Yeah, I mean, it's been spoke about so much over the past God knows how long that I'm going to talk about it because it's just one of those things that almost everybody's fucking aware of at this point. Skin selector from PS5 starter set bundle. I don't even know what that means, but it's leaks. Just don't. If you get mad over not getting like leaks or even getting leaks and stuff, I don't know what to tell you. Like, there's a very high chance it's just not even true.
You can claim any of the 4-star skins for free. You can pick any skin on this list,
and it's like for the people that are wanting rewards and stuff, ain't no one gonna go out and buy a PS5 just to buy the skin. You're just gonna buy the skin.
This is pretty much a list of every skin that's been available from the game release up until now, except for Diluc skin. But why the hell would you want him?
We were friends, Muji. You can go fuck yourself.
I hate him. And what's even worse, this is Chinese exclusive, okay? So even if you wanted to go out of your way to buy a PS5 for this, guess what? China only.
But why would you ever buy a PS5 for this? Why would you spend $505 on a free 4-star skin selector at that point? You're already playing the damn game. Just buy the skin. I don't understand. I can't wrap my head around this. Or am I seeing this wrong? Am I seeing this wrong, chat? Or am I the enlightened one at this point? I'm so fucking confused. Why would anybody ever, if they see this and get mad about it, why would they want to do this rather than just buying the skin? This sounds like people are just getting mad to get mad and not using their fucking brains because they want it for free. So so this is leaked, not even confirmed to be true, and it's CN exclusive, but people are mad because they just want a 4-star skin selector for free instead of CN getting a 4-star skin selector if they buy a $505 PS5. It is confirmed? Okay, it's confirmed for CN? Okay. That's why people are mad. That's what's dumb. Why even make this a feature when it costs so much? It doesn't make sense. I agree, Mujin. I agree. I don't think this makes any sense at all. I understand why people are mad because they want it for free. Listen, I think a 4-star skin selector is the bare minimum reward kind of cycle that they could have gone with. If they're not going to go with a free 5-star character selector and they're going to stick with the 4-star Liyue character selector, having a 4-star skin selector would have been a fantastic way to like show a bit of extra appreciation this year. That would have been fantastic. That makes more sense. So I hope people aren't mad about the skin. I hope they're mad that they would have had to pay $505 for a skin, because that's just fucking dumb.
And it's not like the Chinese...
You used to like Diluc, but he ruined your C3 Raiden? Bro, Diluc's better than C3 Raiden. Mujin, get your shit together, brother. Come on. My goodness. Man, I'm disappointed in you.
To buy a PS5 for this, guess what? China only. And it's not like the Chinese players are happy...
Ain't no one gonna buy a PS5 for the 4-star skin selector.
...about this either. This is a feature that they want as well, but a lot of people already have a PS5 or can't even afford one. I mean, dude, this is 3,600 yuan. The entire world is going through a recession, and the household income in China doesn't make them the richest people in the world. So this is as tone deaf as what they said in the live stream. There's also...
I kind of agree with that.
So the issue of Star Rail. I wouldn't even call it an issue. It's an issue for Genshin, but great for Mihoyo. Their most recent title has not even been out for a year, and they've already given out probably more rewards than Genshin has in the last 3 years.
True.
Their 2.0 live stream was just today as I'm recording this video.
Oh, God.
And it was insane. I mean, seriously, it's insane. They made a music video for it to hype it up. It was awesome.
Bro, the music video was lit. The music video was so good. So many people in my comments of the live stream reaction were saying it was cringe, dude. I thought it was fantastic.
They're not giving out 10 wishes, they're giving out 20. How's that for your 3 by in-game mail, by the way? And a few weeks ago, they did something
Mujin, I'm curious since you're in chat. In fact, you want to hop on a call? I want to ask you about this. About how you feel about the free doctor ratio compared to Genshin not getting a free 5-star. Hello, good sir.
Hello. Let me just mute your stream. Hello.
Okay. I'm curious what you think about the doctor ratio for Star. What was your first thoughts when doctor ratio was announced as like a free character for Star Rail?
I think like a lot of Genshin players or even Star Rail players, I was like, okay, cool, but he's probably gonna be dog shit. I mean, he came in with the name Dr. Ratio. I was like, what the fuck is this? A Twitter user? You know, I was like, this has to be a meme.
Yeah.
And I was laughing about it, but then like they kept going with the marketing and they kept doing all these big things, and his demo was really cool, and just his character in general. He's a really funny person.
Yeah, he's great.
I love like his the way he does like the L logo every time, and how he's like this super smart guy who doesn't like to associate with stupid people. He's very well written.
Yep.
And when you compare that to the
free 5-star, we got for Genshin.
Hey, listen,
like,
Aloy's
huge difference.
Aloy's so well written in
her game.
In her game.
In her game. In Genshin, it's like, oh, wow, I just stumbled upon this new world. What's up? Let me just hang out with anime waifus. Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes any fucking sense. And what's worse is that she's incomplete. Even if you don't like her as a character, that's fine.
Yes.
But she's incomplete fundamentally. She doesn't have constellations.
Yep.
And she just can't scale to the new content in the game. If you delete her from the game, no one would notice, is what I mean.
No, I think that's the problem. She can scale to the new content in the game because there is no new endgame content in the game. Like, she can clear Abyss fairly easily with a fully built team.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It's just, you know, it doesn't feel like she's keeping up, I guess, with how.
Yeah.
Because like the new characters, they look amazing. Every time a new region comes out, you know, Mihoyo is doing better and better in terms of their art direction. And then you look back at Aloy, you're like, why is she still here? What is she doing? Like, what? It was a cool collab, buddy, but did you guys really not look into the future of your collab with PlayStation? Like, what did the contract say? You know, let's do part 1, we'll look into part 2 in the future. Like, what? Because it feels that way. It feels like it was scrapped halfway through.
It kind of does. I'm curious what you think mainly as well, though, with the free doctor ratio and Genshin not getting a 5-star for free, basically. Do you think you play both games, right?
Yeah.
Do you play them pretty actively?
At the moment, no. I haven't launched Genshin in 3 months, man.
Okay, but HSR?
That too.
Oh, God.
I
Okay.
don't have time, man. But I do keep up. I do keep up.
I was going to ask, do you think it makes more sense for HSR to get the free good 5-star character now than it does for Genshin to get a free 5-star selector right now?
I mean, you know, regardless of the 5-star, I think people would have still been really happy with the
100%.
frequency, you know? So this was just a bonus because, again, like as I mentioned in the video, this is something unthinkable. Like if you had told an HSR player 2 months ago, hey, by the way, there's a new 5-star that you're going to get for free, they would have been like, yeah, nice one, buddy.
Yeah.
This is Hoyoverse. But I think also because some people make this argument, and I think I do agree, like when it comes to HSR, their competitors are way more defined than Genshin. In Genshin, they came in and they revolutionized the space. They came in as the first open world gacha that's extremely high quality and on console, which was a last minute decision they did and had to crunch for months for, but it was worth it.
That is true. Everyone was waiting for that.
Yeah, that revolutionized the space. And they pretty much, because like before World of Warcraft, there were MMOs. But then World of Warcraft came in and revolutionized everything. Yep. And then, you know, it became unstoppable. Genshin is like this in the gacha space.
It is, you're right.
Their
It's
position,
like every MMO, it's like, well, this isn't WoW, and WoW does this better, and this is better than WoW. It's always been the same, and it always will be the same, probably. And you're right, it is very, 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 very similar with Genshin. As soon as a new gacha game comes out, it's always like, either Genshin could never, or Genshin's Genshin killer. It's not Genshin, it's always going to be the same.
Yeah, but you know what's important is that it legitimized the gacha space, because before that, Western players looked at gachas and thought, okay, I'm not like some no-life Japanese guy sitting in his home spending hundreds on waifu titties, but it came in and legitimized the space, revolutionized it, innovated, and now it is what every other gacha game looks up to as a success. Even Western developers look at it drooling, thinking, bro, why the fuck can't Fortnite make this much money? So it did that. But on the other end, Star Rail isn't doing that. They're innovating in other ways, but they're not innovating enough to be the World of Warcraft of the turn-based space.
Yes, that is true. I mean, they have a lot of competition, though. I mean, you've even got games like Final Fantasy in that kind of niche. Obviously not gacha, but they have a lot of different types of competition, I would say, for Star Rail.
Yeah, it's the easiest way to make a gacha game anyway, turn-based. Like, how many fucking programmers do you need to make a fucking turn-based game? It's just a bunch of math, Excel sheets, these values, boom. It's way more complicated to make an open world game, especially when you're optimizing for consoles, PC, and mobile at the same time. So with Star Rail, they do have the advantage that they have a fully built PC client, sure.
Yes.
But still, like, you have games like Raid Shadow Legends, dude, that are turn-based and are direct competitors. So they do need to do this, I think, to keep player engagement. But still, it doesn't mean that Genshin has to be this have this much of a tight wallet, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking HSR, well, obviously, HSR and Genshin combat and endgame is very, very different. HSR has endgame, Genshin has the Spiral Abyss, which can be cleared with a singular Hyperbloom team. So, like, a free 5-star character in Genshin, although it'd be very nice, and I'm like, okay, in terms of players feeling, it'd be very nice to receive a free 5-star, because then you're getting something for free. Yeah, it's the gesture that matters. But in terms of, is it needed as much, I feel like Star Rail definitely need it more, because at the end of the day, there's so many new characters coming out in Star Rail that even with the abundant amount of free pulls that they get, it's hard to keep up. And with there being paths as well as elements in Star Rail and all of this different type of endgame, where there's one where erudition characters are fantastic, there's all these different paths in Simulated Universe, there's Memory of Chaos getting expanded every season. Like, you need a ton of characters. For a lot of people, Dr. Ratio was their first imaginary character in the whole game.
Yeah, it's still hard to get an imaginary.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah,
so like,
it is.
I do feel like it was more necessary in terms, not in terms of making players feel good, but in terms of making it feel more doable for players to keep up with the endgame stuff for Star Rail than it was for Genshin. So it made more sense to me that Star Rail got the free 5-star. But you're right, it would have been very, very nice to get a free 5-star in Genshin as well, even if it was just a standard
it does make
character.
Sense.
Yeah,
I agree, it makes sense, but making sense, when it comes to feelings, making sense doesn't matter,
That's true.
But yeah, you do make a good point. I think with Star Rail in particular, they've been upping like the difficulty, which is cool to see.
Yeah.
And giving out a character like this for developers, they could be like, okay, well, look, we can have this really tough boss fight. Pretty much everyone, it's a given, they have an imaginary character, so we don't have to worry about that. That's an example of what they can do, for example, or imaginary type of mechanics. In Genshin, though, the thing is, like, they don't have to give a 5-star to make people happy. They could have just done something very normal that wouldn't hurt anyone, I think, which is do a 5-star selector when you reach 300 pity on the standard, for example. That's just an example. They could have very good. They could have literally released that and said, look, guys, it's been 3 years. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your loyalty, whatever. We understand some of you but don't have Mona after 3 fucking years because it keeps getting ruined by the luck, like me.
Yeah.
So,
well,
here's a free 5-star selector, or even a 5-star weapon selector, whatever. Something that's not, like, it doesn't have to be a new 5-star, is what I'm saying. Because, they make too much money on them.
You know what the perfect thing would have been to do? That would have quelled, I think, everybody's feelings about the 3 wishes. You were talking about it not long ago in your video, about like the significance of the Chinese New Year and the Year of the Dragon and Zhongli and stuff.
Yeah, the skin. That would have been interesting.
Imagine if they've just given a free Zhongli skin for the Year of the Dragon, and it was a banger skin like the one that was teased for the event thing, like the dragon horns and scales and stuff. That'd have been so
that
cool.
Wouldn't have been the equivalent of a free 5-star. It would have been even better.
I think it would be
That's
too.
the thing.
And then it
would have been even better.
Then it'd also make people that don't have Zhongli want to pull for Zhongli.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
like someone just said, might pull Zhongli then. Exactly.
But I don't know. I like their internal logic sometimes doesn't really make much sense. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially when it comes to skins, because, dude, you're buying a PS5, $500. Okay. Like, I can buy a PS5 right now. It can come with God of War. I think that's fucking crazy value. The
Yeah.
fact is, this just comes with a free-to-play game and a fucking skin selector. Whoever genius came up with this, and I can't even get the 5-star skin. It's like, oh, sorry, you know. Even a PS5 isn't as grandiose as Deluxe fucking 5-star skin with this dumbass bird. Oh, I'm so sorry, dude. $500. You should have gotten the PS5 Pro.
It's not a dumbass bird. It's a cool bird, dude. It's cool. Okay, it's nice.
But like, there's also this. It just doesn't make sense. The logic isn't there, and that's why I specify like it's Chinese exclusive. But it's not like Chinese players are like, oh my god, hell yeah, fuck global players, we get this. It's like, why is this here? Why do we have this? It doesn't make any sense. I can get a PS5 with God of War. Why do I give a shit about this? Oh, cool, I have official skin now. I paid $500 for PS5.
Also, Genshin has Paimon. God of War has a head. I think I know which I'd rather.
And the head doesn't flat out insult people go through a hard time. Yeah.
Well, it kind of does, but still.
But it doesn't like it's part of the lore.
Yeah.
It's part of the lore. And the guy's headless. Give him a break, man.
Right? Exactly. That's my point. Yeah, he does. He's allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just curious about your thoughts on it. Thank you for picking up the phone. But yeah,
of course, man.
It's interesting. I'm gonna finish your video now, and then if you shit on Dilute one more time, I'm disliking. Just so you know.
Okay, no more shit talking Dilute. But I want Mona, dude. This year can't pass without me getting Mona. I swear to God.
Okay, but listen, Mona's already in the band, so next, can you maybe add Dilute to the band members as my humble request? God. That'd be hilarious. You got to admit, that'd be so funny.
It would be funny, but I think most people would rather have Kaya.
I'd rather have Kaya. Fuck it, do Kaya.
I feel like there's more Kaya sims than Diluk. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah,
like some of the girls I talk to, and when Kaya's mentioned, they're like, "Oh my god, who? Oh my, I need a second. I need a second, dude. Kaya mentioned. It's like, hey,
do you remind them that they're pixels?
Yeah, but then I get to see Raiden Shogun, and all of a sudden, pixels don't matter no more.
True. Okay, fair.
Hey,
understandable.
Let's fucking go. Older women, am I right? Hey, chat. Older women, am I right? Any older women appreciators? Huh? Who's pulling for Shan Yun, huh?
God. Oh, I am.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I have fun watching the video.
Yeah, I'm gonna go finish this video.
See you later, guys.
I'll catch you later. Have a good day.
Bye. You too. Bye.
Bye. Oh, that was fun. Let's go finish this. No more Daluk slander, dude.
Thinkable. They gave out a free 5-star character. And usually you'd expect them to give out a free 5-star that's dog shit, that's terrible. Like Genshin did back with Aloy, with their partnership with PlayStation.
Yep.
This is a character no one uses, okay? She doesn't.
Wait, did he add? Oh, this is a meme post. Never mind. It's Lamau.
With their partnership with PlayStation. This is a character no one uses.
That's a good one.
Okay? She doesn't even have constellations. This is an incomplete character. But no, we were in a completely different situation.
Dude, and Dr. Ratio's so good. Even in the combat, he's so good. Oh, you did make that, Mujin? Fantastic.
Because this one had drip market.
That took you an hour? I'm kidding.
This one had promotional art.
How'd you
this
find
one
the
had so much hype built around him and had so much effort put into him as a character and ended up being very viable for the meta.
He's very good.
It was actually a crazy good gift. And on top of this, what's most important to me is that they keep adding quality of life changes.
Yeah.
Things that Genshin players have wanted since release. And they show no...
And I think that's one of the biggest issues when it comes to the comparisons between the two games too. It's not just the fact that it's quality of life changes, it's the fact that it's the exact quality of life changes that Genshin players have been advocating for so long. And they're getting added to Star Rail way before Genshin have even like brought it up or acknowledged that they're even an issue. I think that's one of the biggest issues.
No sign of stopping. Now I'm truly wondering what they're going to give for their 1-year anniversary because I highly doubt it'll be a disappointment. But all this to say that this was a gradual buildup. That tone-deaf sentence during the live stream was the catalyst that triggered that buildup.
Again, I still think for Honkai Star Rail's 1-year anniversary, dude, they're gonna give like free 4-star, and then I think they're gonna reset the shop stuff, obviously, like Genshin do, and I think they're gonna add like an extra 300 pity on the standard again. And if people haven't hit that 300 yet, I think they'll just add it on, so it's like 1 out of 2. And they get another one to do after that. I genuinely think that's what's going to happen, and people will fucking eat that shit up.
But this dissatisfaction has been present for a while, especially when people realized that if Star Rail can do it, why can't Genshin?
A lot of people are expecting a free 5-star standard selector. I don't know if that's too much to expect, but honestly, at this point, maybe not. Maybe not. I do think they'll reset the 300 pity on it. If they get a free 5-star standard selector, that's going to cause mayhem, dude.
What's the excuse here? We simply just can't find one anymore, except copium. You decided to make a region based off of China, and your biggest event in the game that takes place every year has customs that are directly inspired by IRL China customs and traditions.
Exactly.
And hey, no one forced you to screw up. You did it yourself. But because they screwed up on such an integral point of the year in such an important event,
timing is also a huge factor in this too.
this all of a sudden went from a game problem to a national pride problem, giving me strong Vietnam flashbacks to the Bunny Girl incident. It's been 2 full years since the first anniversary catastrophe. And you've had such a long time to learn from your mistakes, but you haven't. What else is there to say? Apparently, nothing.
No, not
because
much.
it's been more than a week since this has happened by the time this video goes up, and Mihoyo has said nothing about this.
I like how you said Mihoyo then.
This has happened by the time this video goes up, and Mihoyo has said
I don't know why, I just like how that sounded. Mihoyo? Mihoyo. It kind of sounded like a meow from a cat.
nothing about this. Complete radio silence. Now, of course, if you're a dog gaming tabloid journalist aiming to get cheap clicks, you'll make up the fact that they apologized. Because, hey, it's on the Chinese side of the internet. People reading the article.
Yeah, wait.
If you're a dog gaming tabloid journalist aiming to get cheap clicks, you'll make up the fact.
Who posted about this? And everyone was saying, like, it's probably not real with the sports skeeter thing. I remember watching something about this, and yeah, it was just straight up fucking bullshit. They didn't apologize. They didn't even address it.
Fact that they apologized. Because, hey, it's on the Chinese side of the internet. People reading the article won't really care, right?
Oh, they
they
will.
modified it the next day, right? But the initial version said
The initial version was like, Genshin Impact CEO apologizes for low rewards or something. It was literally about the drama stuff.
that Mihoyo apologized and that they've adjusted the
Yep.
rewards. No, they didn't. They
Yeah,
didn't
they
say
didn't.
anything.
And they didn't adjust anything either.
Another website, Gizmo China, said the same thing, no doubt inspired by the amazing journalistic integrity of Sportskeeda, saying Hoyoverse issued an apology and promised to reassess and adjust the rewards. No. Buddy, you realize how much research I put into this? I went to Google and typed Genshin Impact apology in Mandarin, and I couldn't find anything. And if you don't believe me,
Jesus.
there's a Chinese player who can confirm it too. On Tectone's subreddit, who's probably watching this video right now because he has been farming hundreds of thousands of views on this controversy, a Chinese player came here and confirmed there is nothing on their Douyin, which is TikTok, but in China, Bilibili, or Weibo. And it seems like the source for this came from Sportskeeda, with multiple content creators quoting it from there, even though they didn't provide any sources. Typical gaming tabloid journalism. Sportskeeda, Dexerto, all these dog websites, that's what they do. But they did.
I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong here, Mujin, I feel like Dexterto have been a lot better recently compared to how they used to be. They used to be absolutely terrible. But I feel like they've actually been posting sources and stuff a lot more lately over the past couple of months. But I could be wrong about that. I just see them on Twitter every now and then.
Didn't apologize. Now, what do I think's gonna happen? Are we gonna have crazy changes?
Yeah, but they're still shit, true.
Is the game gonna have a change of management that will steer it in the right direction? No. I think just like the first anniversary, or just like the Bunny Girl incident in Honkai Impact 3rd, Mihoyo will simply send an in-game mail with 1,600 Primogems saying, sorry. Also, the 2 4-star skins that we're releasing for Shenhe and Ganyu for the Lunar New Year, you can have one for free. Yeah, we're really sorry. Here's your Booba outfit. Enjoy.
Listen, I see both of these skins. I think the Ganyu one is quite cute, kinda. I think the Shenhe one, I just like Shenhe a lot, so I'm biased. If I see Zhongli in there, I am spending. And if I get it for free, I am fucking going to bed because my heart can't take it much more.
You can have one for free. Yeah, we're really sorry. Here's your Booba
I'm just saying.
outfit. Enjoy. I could be wrong, right? But I totally see everyone calming down if they do this. But at this point, I'm convinced either they're tone deaf to the point of being quite literally,
or they double it, Mujin. I said this when we were watching a video. Whose video was that, chat? I Win to Lose. But like, what could they do to remedy it? And I was like, imagine if they say to make up for it, we're gonna double it to 6 wishes. And then I Win to Lose like 3 seconds later said the exact same thing, dude. I was fucking dying. Imagine they give 6 wishes instead. I'd laugh so fucking hard.
death to all the player surveys that they've given out and received, or Genshin Impact has such spaghetti code that implementing the smallest quality of life change, like collect all in expeditions, literally takes 3 years. Who knows?
I doubt Genshin Impact has that bad spaghetti code, to be honest. I doubt. But then again, I mean, there's a lot of limitations to fucking... There's a lot of limitations to co-op and stuff as well, right? You can't even like hand in items in co-op or talk to certain NPCs in co-op. So maybe, honestly, it's potential, but I don't know. That's a theory.
Or Genshin Impact has such spaghetti code that implementing the smallest quality of life change, like collect all in expeditions, literally takes
Just an well, it's not an excuse. It's just, it's a thought. Mujin's not saying they have spaghetti code. That he's saying like. Or another reason is this. He's not saying they do have spaghetti code.
3 years. Who knows? Who knows? Either way, I'll continue watching the chaos as I always do. I'll continue laughing my ass off as I always do. And I'll continue making videos at the risk of being blacklisted by Genshin Impact as always. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I love you. Mwah.
Damn. Genshin Impact Operation, thank you for subscribing, please. You know, if a dev sees this, Mujin, you're getting the Luke on every single lost 50-50 from now on. I hope you fucking know what you've done to yourself.